All right, everyone, how are we doing? Good. Eating, mouthfuls, great. The mic actually is just for, you can probably hear me fine, but it's because we're recording, so it's more of a technical thing. My name is Adrienne McCraw. I'm a senior event specialist at Special Events and Protocol, and I'm one of the co-hosts of the Events Council here.
And I am the other one, Darlene Schlitter, Senior Director, Special Events and Protocol. It's finally great to see everybody's faces in person. We haven't been in person since 2019.
2019.
Yeah, we've been doing them virtually, and so we're really excited that all of you are here.
So I want to know, how many first-time Events Council meeting attendees do we have? 1, 2, oh, wow. Oh my gosh, hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you. As a reminder for anybody who has other people in their office that may be interested in the Events Council, that you could be an admin assistant, an executive assistant, anybody that plans meetings, events, venue coordinators, anything within that realm, they're welcome to join. Even if they don't do events, but they like events, they're also welcome to join. So, go ahead and send our information out. You can email sep@ucsd.edu. And we'll get them on the newsletters. We also are working on our new SEP website, which is really exciting. So that'll be coming out soon. And you'll be able to find Events Council information from there as well. Okay. We have a good show. Meeting, whatever, for lack. We have Hector and his team here today from Qualcomm Institute. Too long of a name, he'll tell you. And then we also have Erin here today. So we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Hector, who's going to give you a little bit more information about AV and events. All right?
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Hector. I work for the Qualcomm Institute for almost 20 years now for the university. And then I am the director of our tech team and our media team in the institute, and I'm going to talk to you about our services and our facility a little bit. So, for those of you who are familiar with our building, Atkinson Hall, that's where we're based. We have a few things that happen in our building, exciting things. We're interdisciplinary research institute mostly, and all kinds of different departments are represented in our building. A couple samples here, but a lot of the engineering departments are represented, but we also have some of the arts departments and even health sciences as well. We are known for our advanced visualization systems. This is our virtual reality, some of our virtual reality facilities. And the main thing that I want to talk to you about is who we are and our teams. In my group, we have a team that's dedicated to doing all the technology support for the building. That's where my main focus is. We also have a group, part of the same group that does all the media production, and that's what we're doing right now in the back. And we also have a team that does events logistics in the building. So all the events that happen in the building are organized by our events team. Okay? So those are the main teams. And we're going to talk to you a little bit more about the two teams. Okay? So this is our building again, Atkinson Hall. We have a few facilities here that we're going to explain to you what it is about. And then for that, I want to bring our events manager, our new events manager, Lara Siebert, here.
Thank you, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for inviting us. I really appreciate this opportunity. So I'm the events manager at Qualcomm Institute. As Hector explained, we're not only an institute on campus, we're also an event venue and facility to host any on-campus departments events. We actually have something that's kind of unique you'll find as a venue on campus for events is the fact that we offer full service package of not just the rental of our full facility, which has various rooms and venues inside of it, including an auditorium, a black box theater. You'll see a few photos as we scroll through the different areas, a pre-function area, and even partially, not partially, but also a courtyard that can be used as well. This full service package not only includes the facilities rental, let's say for the whole day, it also includes all the labor for pre-planning, planning, coordinating for dedicated events and a dedicated events manager or event staff to run you through your entire event from beginning to end. So that includes all the labor for planning. It includes everything on site for the day of logistics. We're there to set up the reg table for you, get all the furniture laid out. We're even there to help place your orders for catering, for Bright Rentals, if you use them, to get all that delivered and arranged so that you can focus on your program. You can plan your program and your content. So feel free to ask us questions about this when you contact us as far as how much we can take off your plate as professional event planners. Our rental facilities support everything from a 200-seat auditorium, as you can see here, with a very large screen, top of the line equipment, audiovisual equipment. It also includes, the rental fee also includes a dedicated AV technician for the entire event. So that's not an additional charge. Hector will go more into detail about the audiovisual portion after this. So again, just to let you know, we offer a full package deal. Okay, and here's a quick example of one of our venues called the Black Box Theater. It can be literally converted to just about any formation for furniture or for performances. And we do a lot of arts and humanities, theater, musical performances outside of just our main auditorium here. Okay, and back to Hector. Thank you.
Thank you, Lara. Okay, and just to elaborate a little bit more on our technical services, in Atkinson Hall, these are the things that we can do. Like Lara said, our basic AV support is included with the rental of the facility, so that somebody that will handle your PowerPoints and your projection, will handle all the audio, panel microphones, wireless, whatever you need, that will be included in there. In addition to that, we offer video recording services in our auditorium. We have built-in systems, so it's very easy to do any recording of any event that happens in our facility there. We can also do from the same recording system, we do a live streaming. So either you want to go to YouTube or you want to do a Zoom webinar, it's all there. These are additional services we provide on top of your basic AV support. One thing that's unique about our facility is that everything's ready to go at flip of the switch. So if you have a last-minute hybrid event because somebody couldn't make it, you just let us know and we will do it for you. No problem. Okay. And then the other service that we offer is photography. You can see all the pictures were taken by our talented group of photographers, and we have several on staff. Some of you might be aware of our lead photographer, Alex Matthews. Some of you might also know this, but our student photographers are very good, including one that started with us, that's now much better known, and because he's the campus photographer, Eric. Yeah, he was a student photographer with us first. Yeah, yes. Okay. In addition to everything that we do in Atkinson Hall, our team has a little bit of extra capacity to do some on-site events like this one, where we can get our staff out there. Our main focus is Atkinson Hall. That's our priority. But if we have the time and availability, we're happy to travel to whatever your events are and do our support services. Now, I want to make clear that we do mostly media production. We don't do AV. So, if you're needing speakers and a microphone system, we cannot do that. We don't have that inventory in hand. So we can only do media production services, and we rely on whatever is built into the rooms that we go to. So again, it's the same thing, event recording like we were doing right now, anywhere on campus. The same way we can also do produce content, some events that require like a little pre-produced little mini documentary or something featuring a researcher or something special. We can produce that content ahead of time and then deliver it to you. We have that capability as well. Okay. And then, again, we do the same thing that we do in our facility at Atkinson Hall. We do event photography anywhere on campus. But we also do portrait photography. So we are getting a lot of that recently. A lot of people on campus at departments that want to have nice portraits for their people. So we go around and do photography like this. If you go over at the engineering department, you might see some banners featuring like this photograph, and that was the work of our photographers. Right. Okay. And then lastly, something that's also very much on demand is the hybrid, two-way hybrid, where we have a setup like this, but you want to have a remote presenter. Those can get very technically challenging depending on the facility. You have to do a lot of audio management and the two-way video. So that's a little bit complicated, but we were already used to doing that kind of setups in our facility before the pandemic. And then after the pandemic, it was sort of a natural progression that we started doing this off-site. Okay. And you might recognize some of the venues, some of the teams. And then just a little taste, we're gonna see if this can work. Robbie's gonna help me here do something special for you guys. And then this is coming straight from our studio in Atkinson Hall. This is Alex Matthews, our photographer.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So good to see everyone virtually here.
So this is our studio. Not a lot of people know that we have a full production facility in Atkinson Hall. And this is where we do all kinds of things. So we have two different studios, one for photography work and some work that doesn't require green screen. And then Alex is on the other side doing the green screen. As I was saying, this is our studio. This is our director, Ramesh Rao, doing a little video for us. And we have a couple other things here. One thing that we do a lot on campus is online classes, right? Because we have that set up already. And we have been doing this for 6 or 7 years already. I know that there are other groups on campus that do this as well. So, you know, if whenever they cannot handle it, they reach out to us and we'll fill in too. Okay. And this sort of is our presentation, very quick and not a lot of text. We are definitely more visual people, right? So, and if you need to contact us, here are our emails. The events email goes to Lara's team. The media email goes to me, and we work together. And I work mostly with the technical team, but I also supervise the events logistic team as well. So if you need anything from our teams, please feel free to reach out to us. Right.
Anyone have any questions?
Any questions?
Yeah, one question.
Yes, you can arrange a tour with us, and we can definitely show you anything that you want to see. So we can send you, we are reworking our website where it has all the information about the rates. But if you contact us, we can also just send you that information.
I just have a quick question. So for priority for scheduling, because I know you'll work out of Atkinson, but like how far out do you accept people who aren't at Atkinson so that you can make sure that you're not letting, like, saying yes to them and then going and then having to tell them no? You're something now booked at Atkinson.
Yes, no. It varies. There's times of the year where we get very busy, like going into the spring. I'm sure that's the same for everybody. It's very busy, and unfortunately, we have to respond to our director. And the whole reason that our team was set up is to support events in our building, right? So we try the best to honor our commitments with people from other departments, and for the most part, we can do it. Sometimes it comes down to a problem with staffing. We don't have enough staff to do weekend jobs, for instance, or a lot of the evening stuff. We're currently trying to ramp up our staff to do a little bit more of that. But so sometimes it comes down to that. as well. But for the most part, if we're going to try to be there if you book us ahead of time. Yeah. A lot of times when I will commit something, I will let you know that it might not be firm based on all information that I had at the moment. So I might say yes, but tentatively, because my director asked me to reserve that week for something that may come up or not. So I will try to give that information to you when you book. And depending how in advance it is, I could try to notify my director that I already have a commitment and then try to make him change. It's a little bit harder, but I could try to do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Well, thank you very much for your attention.
All right. Hi, I'm Erin Shepler. I'm the Executive Director of Marketing and University Communications. I have met many of you before, so hello again. Some of you may have seen this. If any of you are in Marketing Council, you may have already seen this. I apologize if it's redundant, but I'm excited to share the brand rollout that we've been working on really for the last year. You will have seen it on campus. It is now out there. So a lot of this work is going to be, this is the strategy. It's kind of how we got there. It's the strategy. And then it's the conceptual work that was really what we used to sell in the concept to leadership and whatnot. So I'll go through it, but just know that it's out there in the world. We've got more stuff coming online. The trolleys are up. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on. We did this in partnership with our agency, 160/90. They're a new partner for the university, who we brought on about a year ago. What they have done in this presentation is take a look at what the brand was originally, what is core to the university, and how do we evolve that going forward to really make sure that the objectives that we are setting are firmly established and we're really making an impact out in the world. So this idea of how the university was founded as an experimental campus is not new, and we're not losing it. That is true to who we are, and we want to maintain that. We just want to give it a little bit of a facelift. So it's been 22,000 days later. We want to update the UC San Diego brand. This is the process that we typically work with when we have a branding agency come on board. We go through discovery, brand strategy, then we develop the concept, and then we have the rollout, which is kind of where we are now. So before we do any of that, we have many meetings with leadership to try and understand, okay, what are our objectives for something like this? The goals for a brand refresh here are updating and evolve a unified institutional brand. I think one of the challenges of a university of this size is that we have lots of different iterations of who's using what logo and like what colors is everybody using. And let's try and unify that and get everybody excited about a central core university that can kind of work together to support. Connect with current and prospective audiences. So that's prospective students, that's alumni, that's donors, it's really anybody. And it's truly that foundational aspect of the brand. We want to break through outside of the West Coast. Through feedback and research that we've done, UC San Diego is known in California, particularly being part of a UC, but people really don't know what to think about us. And then when we start getting outside of the West Coast, people don't know much about UC San Diego at all. So what we want to do with a brand is have something that is sticky enough that it can break through outside of the West Coast. And we want to position UC San Diego as an academic and healthcare leader. So this is not a healthcare campaign, but we will want to work with health eventually to find those synergies and have something that is complementary so that UC San Diego as a brand really can stand out in both of those spaces. And then we want to grow local and global mindshare. So defining a brand, this is really important. I've been having this conversation a lot lately. Our brand is not a campaign. Our brand is who we are as a university. It's not just it's more than our logo. It's more than our messaging. It's more than a tagline. It's more than the colors that we present. It's all of those things together, and it's truly what people think, feel, and do when they see or hear the words UC San Diego. So all that, let's talk about how we got there. So I'll go through this really quickly because so this is the discovery portion. The agency comes out, and this is really just giving the proof to how we get there. It's not that we have some agency from Philly come out and be like, yes, this is who you should be. They come and they really, truly try to understand us. They come and explore the campus, learn the spaces, see the place, talk to all different types of groups across campus so that we really have a good cross-section of the stakeholders of the university. Those people who can really validate who the university is so that when we do come out with a brand presentation, It's authentic to who we truly are. Heard lots of things. Here's lots of quotes. Basically, it's a wonderful place, and we all know this. Some of the key themes that they discovered from this discovery. The university has undergone an incredible evolution since we were founded in 1960. And even just in the last 10 years, the university has changed significantly. Look around and see all the cranes. The university is a totally different place than it was 5 years ago. It's full of impactful individuals. This should be no surprise. We are impressive, yet accessible. And that's something that's not really understood in the community, that this is a place that all are welcome. From an academic standpoint, from an experiential standpoint, it is accessible. And I think the trolley does a lot of work for that. There's a lot of things the university has been doing to make itself more accessible. And a couple of things that we should be thinking about. Okay, so where have we been? How do we reframe our story to really explain to the community and those who don't understand us why UC San Diego matters? Owning San Diego. We have tried doing this different ways over the last couple of years. People think about San Diego and you think tourism. You know, when you're not from San Diego, people think about, you don't think big industry. I'm not going here for Hollywood or Silicon Valley. Like, what is it that San Diego owns? And tourism tends to be the first thing that comes to mind. How do we talk about San Diego in a way that is distinctive and ownable and sort of challenges some of that expectation, but also owns the beauty of the place that we're in? And then charting the path forward. Where are we going? What are we trying to accomplish as a university? And how do we communicate that through the brand? So that takes us to the brand platform. All of that discovery, all of those inputs come up with the strategy behind it all. None of this is consumer-facing copy, although it does sound lovely. So just know that it is more the essence of the brand. It is what we as marketing, communications, and events experiential experts should be thinking about when we are creating something. It is that idea that we want to gut check against. So it's the essence of the brand. And that's the idea of curiosity must. So I'll read this because it's lovely. But it feels like a manifesto, again, not creative copy. It's just trying to explain the idea of curiosity must. We have always been united by collective thirst for discovery. A world-class public research institution born out of an experiment. Bright minds bridging difference and discipline in this place where vibrancy radiates from our people, our terrain, and our pursuit. Convening and charting bold discovery and even greater impact. Intrepid, inspired, interconnected, we share a unique perspective shaped by our multitudes. One that sees the world, sees individuals and their needs, ripples out, reciprocates, and responds. Awe-inspiring innovation forged by awe-inspired people who look up and out with a sense of wonder seated with responsibility. Because when you see the world for all that it is and can be, how could you not want to save it? And for UC San Diego, that's never been a question of can, but always our distinct vocation and a realization of must. So that is the brand purpose, kind of the top of the brand house. Underneath that are the pillars that hold up the brand house. And they're centered in our enterprise, which is the institution itself, our space and place, the community, not the community, but the physical environment around us, our culture and community, the people and the purpose that drives us, and then our impact. What is the output of the university? And it's not in here, but each one of these, which you'll see in the next couple of slides, is supported by a series of reasons to believe. These are the literal things that the university does that validates each one of these like fluffy statements. So our enterprise, empower inclusive excellence. And I won't read through this. Hector's had lots of pretty pictures. Mine's got lots of words. The idea here, I think that is really important. Excellence is not a surprise, right? But inclusivity is something that we really felt was important to come through in this brand. What UC San Diego does from an interdisciplinary perspective, but also just in the value of backgrounds and different types of cultures and people and experiences, all of those unique perspectives come together and help us identify unique solutions to problems that we might not otherwise see if we were talking to like-minded people, right? So it's that value and empowerment of inclusivity in this space of excellence. Our space and place, engage, exchange, converge. What I like a lot about this one, we've often talked about the university as being on the edge of tomorrow. People on the West Coast tend to like that, looking outwards into the future. But an interesting insight that the agency brought to us is that, we're in such a unique space here in San Diego. We have the oceans, we have the borders, we have the mountains, we have the deserts, we have rivers, we have cross-border cultural exchange. Like, looking all around us is a very dynamic place. So why would we look strictly out into the ocean when really we should be engaging with the community and engaging, exchanging, and converging with all of those unique perspectives? I really like this line, reaching out and responding in our cross-cultural, cross-discipline, cross-collaborative environment by nature of who we are and how we take up space. Our culture and community, this is about the people, so inspiring purpose. And I think we hear a lot when we think about the students who come and choose to go to UC San Diego. This is a academically rigorous place to go. You pick this university because you want to make a difference. And the people who come here, even when we did a recruitment campaign for HR last spring, and we talked to staff, and why do you work at UC San Diego? Because you feel like whatever your role is, you are making an impact on the world around you. We all contribute to the work that this university produces, and that is truly helping to lift up the world around us. So this idea of inspiring purpose is what's unique about the people of UC San Diego. And then lastly, our impact, enhancing community for humanity. And I will read this one because I like it. When we allow our academic endeavor to seep into the community around us, we begin to ask the questions a world in need demands. Unbridled fascination that drives deep responsibility. Because when impact and innovation are inseparable from the personal, you make impact and innovation that actually matter on an emotional level. Industry changing yet individually felt, leading human impact, human experiences, and human advancement from our people for all people. One of the things that we talked about with this brand refresh as well is just the idea of, okay, public good is what we are here for. We are here to make a positive impact on public good. What does that mean to an everyday person? It's kind of cold. It doesn't necessarily resonate with someone who's like, okay, cool, sounds great. But like, really, how do we make the work that we're doing here impact and feel on an emotional level? So that's also what the brand is trying to accomplish. We need people to understand why the output of the university matters to them. So you can see we're starting to build our brand house. The last thing is brand tone. So we have courageous, sincere, consequential, agile, and collective. Depending on who you're talking to, these words can be dialed up and dialed down. So if we're talking to a donor, for example, it might be sincere and consequential are the highest tone words. And if you're talking to a prospective student, it might be courageous and agile. There's different things. All of these should be present in the work that we're doing, but just dialed up depending on the objective and the audience. So that is our strategy on a page. The next section is creative, but I'm happy to answer any questions before we go into that if anyone's got them. Cool, keep going. I will say this strategy, again, none of it's consumer facing, but it can be used to inspire themes. It can be used to do different stuff. We were going to work on an event that is no longer, but I found a lot of inspiration from the idea of engage, exchange, converge. And so that, a cultural event where we are engaging the community around us, like that could be something that inspires an event, for example. So bringing the brand to life, we will go through 3 different sections. A rationale, which is a manifesto of sorts, a brand art, which is really just rectangles with some headlines and some art. It's not actual billboards, it's not actual print ads, it's literally just the rectangle with some copy and some design exploration so you can start to feel how it's going to come to life. And then the last thing is brand concept, which again, not real, but looks real. So we'll go through each one of those. So the rationale. A line, a division where everything known simply ends. It's straight, dotted, microscopic, everywhere and nowhere at once. What follows is a leap of faith, where the unknown begins, on the edge of everything that is or has been or was ever dreamed of. That's where you'll find us, all of us, the ones who push, the ones who pull, the ones who see this line as a dare, a demarcation between what you're made of and what you must do. We were born to be out here, below the oceans, beyond the sky, and as far flung as the imagination will take you. We were founded to move that line, to chase the unknown, to follow our curious minds to unbelievable places, to begin here and think further. So this is some brand art. Home is where the unknown is. You can start to see some different graphic elements taking shape, some new colors kind of coming in, or a different emphasis on some of the accent colors that the brand's used in the past. Put yourself out there, way out there. 1,341,120 feet. How far will you go to cure cancer? Down here, only bacteria can survive. We got to meet these bacteria. You can't go anywhere without coming from somewhere. So just the language that we're using, I think, is a little bit more direct than it has been in the past from some of the brand work that the university has put out there. It's less heady and, talking to ourselves. It's easy to understand. It's curious. It's playful, and I think has been a really fun exploration. I think the other thing that people are very excited about is the magenta that you'll see added into the color palette. We are adding magenta and a sand color to the brand accents. We're not taking away any of the accent colors. We are not removing much of anything that the brand has. I'll get into some of the elements that I know you all probably know are going away, but generally it's an update to the brand, some additions. This typeface that you see here, Refrigerator Deluxe, is a new headline type that we are using for headlines and for big display opportunities. But Bricks and Chronicle still available, accessible to use. So now we're getting into the actual brand concept art. So again, looks like a billboard. It's what a billboard could be, but it's not actually something that I'm putting up off the 5. Head for the coast and keep going. Sin miedo al éxito, which means without fear of success. STEM has no borders. Where we have the opportunity to tell a longer story, we can introduce some body copy. This specifically talks about a professor who is bridging education across the border and helping support marginalized communities on both sides of the border. Trolley wraps, every great adventure starts somewhere. And on the interior, next stop, the unknown. When we're talking internally, we can flip it on its head and talk about bringing it in. It's that interdisciplinary collaboration and that just community effort. This is some ideas of what we could do in Price Center, for example, and renovating umbrellas in the courtyard. It just adds a life to the space that isn't necessarily currently there, and adds a lot of just, I think, flavor and energy to the campus, which someone was saying to me the other day that one of the unofficial brand colors is cement. So we now are adding a little balance to that. You can start to see, and so this is the brand identity, right? This is the brand holistically. We will eventually, and we hope others will take this on in their own areas, but this should extend throughout all of the departments, academic areas, administrative units across campus. This is who we are as UC San Diego. So this is an example of how it could work for the Department of Music. In one measure, there are a very large number of possible combinations of musical notes. Let's get to work. This is just a contextually relevant print ad, for example, in the Atlantic's Ideas issue. The most far out place is a blank canvas. And this is a quick snapshot of kind of how it looks in a slide. And that's what I got for you. Yes.
How does this cross over with the health branding?
Yeah, so do you work for health? It doesn't yet. Health marketing will eventually do a brand exploration with the same agency, and the intention is that it's complementary. We went into the RFP for this agency together with the intent that the brands should all work together. And so it's like this look and feel you'll not see on health. Certainly not right now, but hopefully in the next couple of 2 years, you'll start to see something that is complementary. So the 2 graphics that were part of the original brand launch, the abstract library texture, and then the trident shape. Yep. Abstract trident shape. The athletics trident, the trident that we all know and love, is staying. That is a licensed mark for the university. But the abstract trident that you'll see pretty much everywhere is going away. And so that's something that we are not asking anybody to go out and destroy everything that they've printed in the last 6 months. We understand this process takes time. we encourage you, when you have an opportunity to replace something or do a new exploration, to lean into the new brand and to not recreate any things with those old elements. My hope is that by the end of this academic year, most of those instances are phased out. But I know that there are also going to generally be some stragglers. We will just want to work with you as much as we can to try and start to phase those things out. I think the biggest place, and we're working right now on the CMS, ucsd.edu updated a week or two ago. We're working with WTS now to update the CMS so that some of those elements are rolled in naturally. Yes.
Can you clarify if you're talking about the King Trident?
No, no.
Trident.
None of those things.
Oh, okay.
Literally, there's I'm surprised there's not one in here, honestly. It's the three rectangles that kind of make it's like an Adidas logo. Have you seen, if you look around campus, like literally if you just walk out the door and look left or right, you'll probably see one. But it's just a graphic element, and it took on a logo-like form. Exactly. It has no equity out in the world. Like, I think the university adopted it because it was very easy to just slap onto something. There you go, yeah. It was easy to slap onto something and make it feel in brand or brand compliant, but it's not a designed element and it's not a logo. So this requires a little bit more design. It's a little harder to use, but it's much prettier. It's vibrant, it's fun, it's youthful. Yep. So I think it's a worthwhile transition, personally. Yes. Thank you for modeling it for us.
It's actually kind of related. Is UC San Diego the only campus that has like a magenta?
No, actually UCOP has a magenta. I've got a coffee cup with a magenta in it. It's not the exact, that's obviously not the exact one, but it's a little bit lighter. I don't think any of our other UCs use it prominently if they have one. I haven't seen anybody using anything like this, so it's kind of fun and unique for us. That said, UCOP does have it, so it's not totally independent. Yes. So brand.ucsd.edu is updated. It has guidance for everybody. We will be uploading downloadable assets to brand.ucsd.edu. So things like Zoom backgrounds, PowerPoint templates, other types of assets that you can use. We also have we're working on Canva. Working on Canva tools. So right now, the current site, and this is the joys of producing two things at the same time, Canva has all the old brand. We are now working on launching a new set of Canva templates in the next, I want to say, month to 2 months, where it'll all be new brand and we'll start to phase out some of the older stuff. So if you don't have access to Canva yet, I have a limited number of licenses, but email me, or there's actually on the brand site, there's a request form and you can fill it out and I will do my best to get back to you within a couple of days. I'm a little behind, but yes.
In terms of logo placement, is it still the same upper left, lower right print?
So that's actually it was just an example. You don't need to put it there.
We feel like religiously upper left.
You can put it wherever you feel like it makes the most sense. Those are just examples that are on the site. The guidance around the logo is that there are only so many colorways, like the ones that are available on the site, don't change them. Those are the color options that you have to use. The other thing is making sure that you have the proper clear space around the logo. But outside of that, you can kind of place it where you need to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have we seen any invitations in practice?
Not in practice. Alumni has started to dabble with some of the brand stuff. I think you'll see a bit of it in ACW. Alumni tends to be more traditional, so the magenta won't come to life there, but you'll see some of the other graphic elements and the type treatment. That's the only one that I can think of. So we did the rollout basically December, January, and stuff started coming to life in January, February. So pole banners, garage banners were kind of first. We're January, and then in February we launched the website, the trolley wraps, the paid media went live on 2/13. So a lot more stuff is starting to come out. You'll see it around campus now. And as we create new things, we'll start doing more. Commencement will be a big one.
For some of the branded areas like Preuss that have their own, or is that trickling down?
Preuss won't, like from a logo or like a, our colors are still our colors. So like Preuss is not out of compliance. It's just those couple of things like the Trident graphic and that library graphic. We'd love to see them start to adopt some of this, but by no means is it necessary. You know what I mean? Like it's something that should be grown into, but it's not like everybody's out of compliance now, you must go out and fix everything. And same thing with the colleges too. Like obviously the colleges have their own PMS color, and so that's not going away. The brand guidelines that I know Jessica created for everybody, those are still, I think, relevant for the most part. There isn't really anything in there I think that needs to be adjusted, but all of these tools are also now available to you. I think it's more of a refreshed toolbox facelift, have a little bit more fun with it. Guess, Liz.
This might be kind of a thought, and it's a question too, but just to, we in SCP tend to do quite a lot with the Chancellor's seal. So curious to see how, or if we are integrating any of these kind of new elements in an area that has the seal on as well, and what that might look like.
So the seal, I think the distinction is just that when the seal is used, it's a chancellor-related thing, and it's a more formal element. Right. And so all of this is dialed up to 11 for advertising-like things. It has legs. Like we have A-frames on the website and a lot of design examples on the brand side that would be helpful to look at that show a little bit more of a range. Like it doesn't need to always be like this. Like the work that alumni's been doing just leverages the headline treatment and some line elements, and like that's it. So don't think that everybody needs to go out and create something like this. This is all mostly advertising stuff. So for something more formal, I think you probably would lean more on the blue, like a darker blue with some simple line elements, maybe a ball. I've seen the agency do a comp, and I think it might be on the site, but we haven't actually explored it because we've never had a need for it.
We'll make one.
Yeah. There will be examples. We got stuff coming, I know.
You're good? Yeah. Okay. So thank you again, everyone. Yay. Oh, now you're eating. You've had the energy. All right. As Darlene mentioned, this will go up on our Events Council website, and we'll send out an email to everyone. Again, if you know of anyone, please send them our way. One little housekeeping remark, if you can please help us by cleaning up your area around you. There is no facility manager for this room. You're looking at that person. There's trash cans on your way out, recycle. Again, any questions, scp@ucsd.edu, and thank you all very much for coming.